Imagine a blood-red moon hanging over San Francisco like the eye of death itself. On the 97th floor of the Eclipse Tower, one of the richest men on Earth drops to his knees, blood pouring from an old scar on his palm that hasn't bled in 25 years. His best friend stands over him, smiling calmly, holding a gun he never needed to fire. Because on a night just like this, 25 years ago, four young men made a terrifying vow. Whatever billions we earn, we share. Betray the oath, and your blood will pay the price. They signed it with their own blood mixed into the concrete of this very tower. Now, two of them are already dead. One drowned in his own pool. One vanished from his yacht. And tonight, under this blood moon, the last billionaire is dying in the most horrifying way possible, not by knife, not by bullet, but by the oath itself. How did a simple promise turn $50 billion into pure blood? What dark secret was hidden inside that concrete? And who was the only one who survived, because he never broke the vow? Stick with me till the end, because the final twist will leave your jaw on the floor. If you're loving this dark billionaire suspense story, hit that like button right now and subscribe to Tales by David for more mind-blowing stories every week. And tell me in the comments, where are you watching this video from? Pakistan? India? America? Drop your country name below. The private jet cut through the night sky like a blade. Inside, Victor Langford, the reclusive billionaire who owned half the tech patents in Silicon Valley, sat motionless in his leather seat. His face, once sharp and commanding, now looked hollow under the dim cabin lights. In his hand was an old, yellowed envelope sealed with black wax. It was the night of the total lunar eclipse, the blood moon. Victor's phone buzzed. A single message from an unknown number. Midnight. The Eclipse Tower. Come alone. Or the oath breaks. He closed his eyes. 25 years ago, on another blood moon, four young men had stood on the rooftop of the half-built Eclipse Tower and made a vow that would change their lives forever. We swear that whatever fortune comes to any one of us, it belongs to all. Betrayal means blood. Signed in shadow, sealed under the eclipse. They had pricked their palms and let their blood drip onto the freshly poured concrete. Victor, then just a broke coder, Marcus, the smooth-talking salesman, Elias, the quiet genius, and Damien, the ruthless visionary. Four friends. One insane oath. By the time the tower was completed, they had built an empire. Langford Dynamics. The company that revolutionized AI, quantum computing, and defense systems. Their combined net worth crossed $50 billion. But the oath was never spoken of again. Until 3 weeks ago. Marcus was found floating in his infinity pool, throat slit, eyes wide open as if he had seen the devil himself. The police called it a robbery gone wrong. Victor knew better. The next day, a black envelope arrived at his door with a single line written in what looked like dried blood. One down. The oath remembers. Victor had ignored it at first. Billionaires made enemies. But then Elias disappeared from his yacht off the coast of Monaco. No body. Just his watch washed ashore, the same watch all four of them had received the night they signed the oath. Now only Victor and Damien remained. The jet landed on the private helipad atop the Eclipse Tower in downtown San Francisco. Victor stepped out into the cold wind. The blood moon hung low and red, bathing the city in an eerie glow. The tower's glass reflected the crimson light like a mirror to hell. He took the private elevator down to the 97th floor, the floor that had been sealed off for decades. No one but the original four had ever entered the eclipse chamber. The doors opened with a hiss. The room was exactly as they had left it, a circular chamber with four black marble chairs arranged around a central stone pedestal. On the pedestal lay an old ledger, its pages stained with their blood from that night. Victor walked forward, his footsteps echoing. A figure stood in the shadows near the massive floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the blood moon. Damien, Victor said quietly. You called me here. Damien Voss stepped into the red light. Once the most charismatic of them, he now looked gaunt, eyes burning with something between madness and triumph. He held a gun loosely in one hand. You finally came, Damien said, voice hoarse. I thought you'd run like the others. Victor's eyes narrowed. The others? Marcus and Elias, you killed them? Damien laughed, a low, broken sound. I didn't have to. The oath did. He tossed a folder onto the pedestal. Victor opened it with trembling hands. Inside were documents, bank transfers, and photographs. Every major breakthrough Langford Dynamics had made in the last 20 years had been stolen, not from outsiders, but from each other. Marcus had been secretly siphoning patents to Chinese competitors for years. Elias had been selling defense algorithms to the highest bidder on the dark web. And Victor. Victor had used the company's quantum AI to rig stock markets and destroy rival billionaires, pocketing billions while pretending to be the ethical one. They had all broken the oath. Quietly. Greedily. Thinking no one would notice. But Damien had noticed everything. I kept my word, Damien whispered. I never took more than my share. I protected the company while you three bled it dry like parasites. The oath was supposed to make us unbreakable. Instead, you turned it into a joke. Victor's mouth went dry. So what now? You're going to kill me under the blood moon and call it justice? Damien shook his head slowly. No. I'm going to let the oath finish what it started. He pressed a button on a small remote. Hidden panels in the walls slid open, revealing 4 large screens. On each screen played footage from hidden cameras installed decades ago, footage of their younger selves making the oath, laughing, drunk on ambition. But then the footage changed. It showed Marcus drowning in his own pool, gasping as an unseen hand held him under. It showed Elias being thrown overboard from his yacht by a shadowy figure wearing the same silver watch. And on the 4th screen, it showed Victor himself, sleeping in his penthouse, while a dark silhouette stood over his bed with a knife. Victor staggered back. That's impossible. I'm still alive. Are you? Damien asked softly. The blood moon reached its peak outside the windows. The entire chamber seemed to pulse with red light. Victor felt a sharp pain in his left palm, the exact spot where he had cut himself 25 years ago. He looked down. Fresh blood was seeping from the old scar, dripping onto the marble floor. Damien's voice dropped to a whisper. The oath wasn't just words, Victor. We signed it in blood on freshly poured concrete mixed with something Elias brought that night. An experimental compound. Something that bound us. A living contract. As long as we kept the vow, we prospered. The moment one of us betrayed the others, the blood demanded payment. Victor clutched his chest. His heart was racing unnaturally. You're insane. This is some kind of poison. No poison, Damien said, stepping closer. Just consequences. Marcus broke first. Then Elias. You were the last. And now the eclipse is completing the cycle. The blood moon is the final witness. Victor fell to his knees. The pain spread through his veins like fire. On the central pedestal, the old ledger began to smoke. The bloodstains on its pages glowed bright crimson. Damien knelt beside him, almost gentle. I tried to warn you all. I sent the envelopes. I gave you chances to confess, to make it right. But greed is stronger than friendship. Stronger than any oath, almost. Victor gasped, blood trickling from the corner of his mouth. Then why, are you still alive? Damien smiled sadly. Because I never broke it. Not once. My billions are clean. My hands are clean. The oath protects the faithful. The screens flickered. All 4 watches, the ones given to each of them, appeared on screen, ticking in perfect sync. Then, one by one, they stopped. Marcus's. Elias's. And finally, Victor's own watch on his wrist clicked to a halt. Victor's vision blurred. The last thing he saw was Damien standing tall against the blood moon, the only survivor. "I kept the vow," Damien whispered as Victor's body slumped to the floor. "Now the Empire is truly mine." He walked to the windows and looked out over the glowing city. $50 billion. Total control. No more partners. No more betrayals. The blood moon began to fade as the eclipse ended. Damien raised his scarred palm to the glass. A single drop of his own blood touched the surface. The oath was fulfilled. Down in the streets far below, people looked up at the eclipse tower, wondering why the top floor was suddenly bathed in an unnatural red glow that lingered even after the moon had returned to silver. Some said it was just the lights. Others swore they heard a scream carried on the wind, the sound of billions turning into blood.